Your host and my husband.
And my dad, Aaron Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy Small Business Saturdays to everybody out there jumping in. Hopefully everybody's doing well. If you're watching me, go ahead and give me a quick hello down there. We're excited to hear I'm trying a new office. So where I did the two regular guys from yesterday, and we had some technical difficulties. So hopefully on a Saturday morning, it's a little more quiet internet wise, and we can get through it without any faux pas or issues. So my lovely wife is at home checking in. Good morning, sweetie. Hopefully boot camp was good. Saw your post on Facebook. Congratulations for the hard work this morning. So my wife is also going to be grading my performance here today. Now she's going to help me watch out and make sure nothing fails or that I don't need to restart something. So again, thank you for joining me this morning. All right, guys. Well, I want to dive into this here this morning and get through this because I feel like I've got a lot of stuff to cover. And but I guess first I wanted to talk a little bit about why I like to explore these things. You know, there's a couple reasons, and I think the big reason that always hit home for me, and the reason why it's like, man, I got to take some of these concepts and try to talk about them a little bit. So it helps me understand. But, you know, when I first started hearing about a lot of these things, you know, they sounded like kind of a foreign language, you know, marketing funnel and all these things. You know, I thought to myself, I've always worked with small businesses, whether working inside of them, working for somebody. It was a small family business, having my own business, those kinds of things. So I always thought, man, these things, those are just for the big corporate companies. I don't need this stuff. I don't need to have this marketing jargon that happens. But as I began to learn more about it and understand more about it and kind of be a part of some of these conversations, I discovered I was really wrong about this stuff. And really these terms, these things like SEO, CPCs, which is cost per clicks, CX, customer experience, SEO, which is search engine optimization, you know, marketing funnels, all of these kind of words that may sound a little foreign to us are really just kind of a way to describe things. And I don't know if it's maybe a vanity thing for a lot of quote unquote marketing experts to use kind of terms that sound foreign to people. But really at the end of the day, all these things are basically just ways to break down what you need to do to market your business and be successful. So a big part of why I started doing Small Business Saturdays was a way to kind of generate a conversation around some of these things, and so we can put our own spin on them in a way that makes sense to all of us. You know, to those of us that are more involved in the day-to-days of a small business, where we're doing things like making the product, we're doing things like taking out the trash and and all of those other things that, you know, to then spend time with these marketing jargon terms just kind of seems overwhelming. So, you know, the whole point of Small Business Saturdays and talking about these things was to kind of give us a baseline of ways to break them down into something a little more manageable, a little more edible. And like I said, this is meant to be a conversation. This is meant to be a two-way street here. You know, I've chosen this platform as opposed to, you know, just a straight podcast all the time, where we have this live interaction, this opportunity to have these conversations back and forth. And it doesn't even have to be during the live video. You know, the comments, I had some great comments on a video I did a few weeks ago, just this last week, which were, again, part of all of what I want to be doing with these things is having those conversations, because I learned just as much from you guys as I hope you guys are learning from me. So that's kind of the why, the point to all this, and really what I want to do. So at the end, I'll talk about, you know, I want your feedback. I want your questions. I want to know what you guys want to talk about, but let's get to that after we cover marketing funnels. All right. So I brought up this topic on the video I did on the 27th of October. talking about Google versus Facebook ads and which ones and how to do it and all this other stuff. And we were discussing designing appropriate ads by understanding what areas of our marketing funnel needed more volume. So, during that particular session, we didn't really dig into too much of the weeds on what a marketing funnel is. So I want to do that today with you guys, but let's dig into the weeds. Let's talk about what a marketing funnel is exactly, and go through it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop up over here on screen and see if I can put myself in. Let's try that. There. How's that? You know what? Let's just put that there. We're going to hide that so you can see the whole thing. All right. So it's called a marketing funnel because in picture format, like you see here on the video screen, in picture format, it looks like a funnel. So there we go. It's a funnel. You start wide at the top and you come on down to the bottom, and you're trying to kind of take a lot of stuff, a lot of people, a lot of leads, and make them into customers. So that's really what it's all about. The reason to do this is, again, we want to break this down into chunks that we can really try to, what's the best way to put it? Break it down into chunks that we can then manage more easily. So we look at this funnel and you see that there's segments there because we need to work on certain areas of it. We can't just dive right in and do it all the time. So, we need to think about what we need in our business. For example, do we need new customers? Do we need to work on the top part of the funnel there? Do we have tons of potential customers, but yet we're not turning many of those people into actual paying customers? We need to build more trust with them. We need to inform them more about our business. Do you need to work on the offering and the process for placing orders? Which part of our funnel do we need to work on to make that easiest for our customers? And then we need to also look at how easy is it for our customers to come back. It costs us less to do business with current customers. So maybe we need to take out some of the pain points. Maybe we don't need to charge a new screen fee for a repeat job if you're a screen printer or something like that. Just breaking these things down into little bite-sized chunks that we can work on. So I'm going to leave this picture up for just a little bit more because I want to go through specifically each one of these sections here quickly for us. And again, if you're tuning in, feel free to post your comments, post your questions, post your insights as to what you feel a marketing funnel is, and want to make this a conversation. So like I said, I'm leaving the image up there for right now. I'm doing all sorts of hand movements and fun stuff in the background that you can't even see. So no, I'm just kidding. All right. So let's start at the top here. The top is connect, and connect is where we drive awareness, where complete strangers learn about who we are. So that's kind of their first impression. How do they get their first impression? What does that first impression look like? Maybe they discover us through a Google ad, or maybe they discover us through a Facebook share or something along those lines. So this would be all of kind of that cold call type marketing, the things where these people are strangers, they're brand new, they don't know who we are, we don't know who they are really yet. But we want to work on this segment so we're attracting the right kinds of people. So if we want a customer that does X, that's looking for X, if we want customers looking for rhinestone shirts, then I don't need to be filling the top of my funnel with people that don't care about rhinestone shirts. So that's where we work on that top section is kind of understanding the kinds of potential customers we want, and make sure that the message that we're putting out there to be found aligns with the types of customers that we want. So that's the first part of the funnel. Once those people have discovered us, the next part of the funnel is to inform, to help them understand what your business is all about. Now, this is the area where you gain trust. Nobody's going to buy from you if they don't trust you. So in this segment of our marketing funnel, this is, like I said, where maybe we need to provide value without expecting a return. So maybe these are our blog posts. Maybe these are a white paper, for example, that is good information that people are looking for, that you have, that maybe not many other people do that you can share with people for free. And in turn, the free part is maybe that's through a landing page. Maybe they get there and you're gaining trust and you're informing people through a great landing page where they can give you their detail, give you a little bit more about themselves in exchange for that provided value, where you're not expecting anything in return. You're not selling here, in this segment. Maybe people do jump directly from Connect into gaining sales, and that's okay. And then that's actually good because you don't have to work as hard on the middle parts. But really, you're probably not going to get too far if you haven't gained their trust first. And so that's where the informed section is. That's where we want to provide value without expecting a return. All right. Now, the next section is our drive action portion. And this is really where the rubber hits the road. This is where we want to have our calls to action. This is the part of our funnel where we're presenting, we're saying, hey, we do actually have a product to sell that we think is going to be of value to you. So we're going to offer this to you. This is where you really want to make sure that you've got the right people, because at this point, this is really the tipping point between a prospective customer, a lead, and them actually becoming a customer. And once they've become a customer, then you're beholden to them. They've given you money. So at this stage, it's really important to have everything be very clear, all of the things understood. So this is really, your website, working on how they place their orders, working on the process of if they're calling in or if they're coming into your business. This is that drive action section where you really want to make sure that that part of your business is really clear for the customers, because at this point, if you do things well and they're ready to make that purchasing decision, it's great that they become a customer. But once they become a customer, that's where the rubber then also hits the road from now it's real. Now you've actually got to perform. So that's the next part of the funnel, the gain sales section. So once we've driven that action, now we want to gain the sale. Now we want to actually make that sales process. Okay, yes, you've said, yes, I'd like to proceed with you. Now we get the money from them. Now we talk about the different areas where we need to make sure we have all the details. What do we expect for art? What do we expect for timing? What do they expect in return as far as the time it takes for you to make this thing? This is also where you're going to do some upsizing, where it's like, hey, great, you're going to get some rhinestone shirts. Do you happen to need another product? Do you need maybe some hats, or do you need some of this or some of that? So this is an opportunity within your marketing funnel to give them an opportunity to spend even more money with you and find out about something they didn't even know about. Or this might also be a section of your funnel where you find out that we get people there, they say they want to buy, so if you've got an e-commerce site, for example, this is the part where they say they want to buy, they've got stuff in their shopping cart, and then they leave. They've left without placing that order. They call that an abandoned shopping cart. And so you have to understand why that's happening. Maybe they have sticker shock over the shipping costs or other fees or things that they weren't expecting. And so you need to work on that part of your marketing process is what's driving them away without getting them to buy. So that's the gain sales. That's kind of the actual sales process. That's kind of where marketing becomes sales, where you actually are taking the order, you're getting the things into production, you're moving on to that next part. Now, you'll notice our funnel doesn't necessarily stop there. In fact, the most important part of our business actually starts now. We've gained that sale. We've, got trust. We've gotten them to take some action. We've actually gotten paid, hopefully, at this point. If you're doing a lot of business on terms, you better be really good at that in today's world with credit cards and everything else. Get paid up front is always my suggestion. But now is where we really can make ourselves profitable, or we can really become successful businesses. This is where we start getting repeat business. We pamper them. We reward them for their business. We help them make their next purchase. We've done a great job throughout our gaining sales and actual providing the sales and we're following up, and we haven't given them a reason to go somewhere else. So next time they need shirts, instead of them going back to Google and shopping around again, they're just going to call you right back up and say, hey, I need more shirts. Let's make this change. Let's make this easy. This is where you become really customer centric, and you've given them an opportunity to come back and do repeat business. Because like we talked about just a hair earlier, it's a lot less expensive and a lot less time consuming for you to do business with people that are going to already understand your process, already in your system, already doing things well with you, and it just becomes easier. So this is really where you want to also spend some time, and don't forget about this part of the process. Like I said, we a lot of times, many people get caught up in getting new customers, driving, getting that sale, and then they stop at that point. And that can't be the stop. Actually, that's the easiest part. Now is where it really becomes hard, because you want to do right by those customers and get them to come back over and over and over again. So there's that next section. And then this is really the bonus. This is the gravy part. This is the part that can make your life so much easier. We want to create advocates out of our customers. These are the people that are sharing, hey, I got shirts from XYZ company and it was the most awesome experience I've ever had. You should go check them out. These are the people that are posting for you. These are the people that are sharing pictures of them and your products and on Instagram or whatever. So this is an awesome part. And this is actually what can make the top part of this funnel almost unnecessary if you have enough advocates, because those advocates can actually drive all that other stuff. So you don't even have to worry about getting awareness and gaining trust and stuff like that. People go, well, so-and-so thought they were awesome. I'm going to do business with them because I really trust so-and-so. So now you've knocked out the whole top part of that funnel, and you can just work on selling and repeating and blah, 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 keep going. So we want to create advocates. Now, within this section, I want to, and I'm going to just turn off the image here so anybody can, again, questions, comments, your insights, please bring them forward here. Love to hear what you have to say. And again, it doesn't have to be live. I love coming back and checking the comments and working through things with people as we do this after the fact. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off solo there, and we will switch that, and we'll leave the little funnel down there in the bottom right corner. So the create advocates part, though, I just want to kind of finish with this. If you go back to a podcast that we did to the show we did with Allison Prince on the Two Regular Guys podcast, she talked about influencers and influencers, advocates, whatever you want to call them. To me, this is the same type of person. And she talked about Rachel versus Ross, for anybody that's watched Friends, where Rachel had a birthday party and everybody wanted to be there, and she was the life of the party. She was the influencer. People wanted to show up. In turn, Ross had a birthday party and he could barely get his mom to show up there. So he wasn't much of an influencer. So what we're looking for when it comes to an advocate is finding those Rachels. And she describes it much better than I do. So go check that out over at tworegularguys.com or over at our Facebook page, facebook.com/tworegularguys, and look for the Allison Prince video. But we want to give those Rachels a platform to be a partner in your why. And so that, I think, is probably the nirvana of a marketing funnel. If you can get to that point where you're now creating, notice how that bottom piece is a circle. Well, that's intentional, because those advocates keep the cycle going for you without you doing the work. So important piece. Don't forget about those last two pieces. Again, this is a marketing funnel, this cool little picture, fun little deal, whatever. It's just a way of explaining this thing a little bit easier. It's a way of breaking it down into areas and focusing on the things that you need to work on to get from point A to point B. This is what we want to do. I'm just making sure I check my notes here to make sure I didn't miss anything. But I want you to view this process not as a crazy, scary marketing jargon. I want you to view this process as a way to easily break these things down into bite-sized chunks that we can then go, okay, let's work on this first. Let's work on this next. Let's work on this, and just continue to improve. You guys can do this. This is easy stuff. Trust me, there's nothing that I ever talk about on these videos that is not easy. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm not looking for these way crazy things. You can have a very successful business without getting into some crazy over your head type things. You just need to keep doing the right things and breaking them down into bite-sized chunks and moving forward. Okay. So how do we do? Anybody got any questions, comments? What, everything sound okay on that end? I'm going to just text my wife and make sure she's still tuned in. Kylene, are you still there? All right, guys. Well, so that kind of comes to the conclusion of Marketing Funnel. Quick, want to give a shout out to Cindy Miles. Cindy had some comments on some videos and stuff there, and great. Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate that. She says, all good here. Everything good on that end. All right. So Cindy, not only did she comment on some past videos and stuff like that, and we kind of kept the conversation going, but she also shot me an email through the contact us page at aaronmontgomery.info. That's scrolling across the bottom there. And she had a suggestion for a future show. In fact, I think this suggestion is so good and so timely because we're coming into the fourth quarter holiday season that I moved a couple of shows that I had planned for next week and the week after out a couple more weeks. And I'm going to talk about this next week. And she asked about managing shipping. And this is a conversation I totally want to have. I think this is a very challenging thing. I've got a couple of ideas, some tools that I've used in the fulfillment company that I've worked with. But I want your guys' input too. So please tune in next Saturday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. And we're going to talk about managing the shipping. We're going to talk about how do we get products out to people that we have to ship to, the shipping companies, the FedExes, the UPSs, little bit post office here in the United States. Cindy's up in Canada, so they've got Canada Post. They kind of have a monopoly on these things. And honestly, right now for shipping, we're actually paying the price for some of Amazon's sins that, where they throw one little thing in this huge box and they kept filling up UPS, FedEx's planes and trains and automobiles with these huge boxes that had a bunch of air in them. So we're kind of paying for those sins right now. They're dinging us for dimensional weights and things that we didn't even think about before. So we need to talk about those things. We need to understand how we can best manage our business, manage our customers' expectations of, hey, Amazon gets it to me in 2 days, even if I ordered today. I ordered something this morning from Amazon. I'm going to have it on Monday morning. So how do I do that in my business and make that successful? So let's talk about that. Bring your thoughts, ideas, suggestions. I will bring mine, and it'll be a great conversation. All right. One other thing I want to put up here is I want you to sign up for my email because it's going out very soon. I know I said last week that I'd get it out this week, but based on what we were talking about here today, I wanted to add a few links that I think are going to be worthwhile. There are 3 great, excellent, beyond excellent blogs that I'd read in the past that helped me with this whole marketing funnel discussion from some pretty notable places. Neil Patel is one of them. Teachables is the other, and entrepreneur.com had an article that I think really helped kind of wrap your head around this whole marketing funnel thing. So, and gives you some great insights, some great tips to take away right away. So that will be in the email that's going out very soon. If I can get to it today, that's the plan, but also have a lovely, beautiful family that I need to spend some time with too. So we'll see today, tomorrow, maybe Monday, but definitely within the next few days here. So that's reminder number 1. Reminder number 2, the business plan. aaronmontgomery.info/business plan. Go there. I'm still planning to give away an Echo Dot for free, brand new one. I'm going to have it shipped to you from my good friends at Amazon. And all you have to do is work on your business plan. That's it. That's the only thing you have to do. So all I'm asking you to do is to improve your business. And so if that's something you want to do and you want to be entered for a chance to win a free Echo Dot, all you have to do is complete the 5 homework assignments in that 5 plus 6. So the first 5, but then make sure you view the 6th bonus section there. View them all, do the homework assignment, send me an email. So once you've gone to businessplan.com, when you're ready to do the homework, there's my email address, aaron@montcoconsulting.com. Send me an email with that homework, all 5 of them. You got to do all 5, and you have to do it before the end of the year. And on December 31st, I will put everybody's name into a hat. We may even do a video about it. And I may even have my 7-year-old draw the name out of a hat just to make it fun. And we will draw the name out of the hat, and I will be shipping you an Echo Dot for free. So that's all you gotta do. Work on your business. It's fun, right? No problem. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Hopefully everybody got something out of today. And again, remember next week, shipping information. Be there. Be part of the conversation. Can't wait to talk to you. Thanks. Have a great day.